Fish!
Rewind time 15 years ago. I remember on TV talking about the dangers of 25 frames. The newspapers had such proposals. Treatment of alcohol addiction, smoking, learning English, and all the forces 25 frame. What is it and how does it work? Did anyone ask themselves? Let's go with me, I'll tell you. 1957, James Vickery told the world about the method of subliminal advertising, which he himself designed. He projected inscriptions on the screen with a special device in the cinema. Drink cola and eat popcorn. It was so fast that it was almost impossible for the audience to notice. The result of the experiment amazed him. People began to buy a lot more Coca-Cola and popcorn. Does it mean that unconscious information penetrated into people's heads? Let's figure it out. James Vickery always said that he used a tachistoscope for this purpose. This is such a device that can literally for a moment show you some kind of slide. This is how it looks like. That is, initially it was not 25 frames, just an inscription over one of the frames, just a quick flash at some point in the movie. What about frame 25? I don't know, guys. This definition appeared much later, and the popular movie Fight Club most likely served as a popularizer of this. There, the main character explained that when changing the film there is a very short period of time when a black screen is shown to the audience in the cinema.
Someone has to make the transition from post to post when one part of the movie ends and another begins. It's a sign of the end part. He turns on the other projector, the movie is still playing. All this is invisible to the audience.
And at this very moment, two projects could show anything. The audience of the film was suddenly shown a dick and they don't understand what is happening. We're confused. You obviously sit down and eat your popcorn. And here, dick right in front of your face. Such a huge. What if IMAX room? And yet, why 25 frames? Because cinemas usually show films where 24 frames per second. It is very comfortable for the eyes. And if we're talking about changing film, then how can it work on the internet or on television? It's not called frame 25. And know how? Subliminal messages. Now it looks more like the truth. Subliminal, below the threshold of perception. You saw something, but didn't really understand what it was. It means your perception did not have time to catch it. Here is such an ad on a subconscious level supposedly can zombie you. That is to tell you what to do. Like buying Coca-Cola. Only thing is that when this information appeared in newspapers, you will never guess what happened. Crazy newspapermen began to claim that this is literally terrorism. You can then put people in a movie theater to show them some shots, and they immediately take up arms and go to kill. That's how it was presented. All advertisers, of course, are greedy for loot. They really wanted to get such a thing for themselves. Because of such excitement, there were media who decided to check how this device works. It's interesting. And then the Federal Communications Commission decided to check this device. Vickery had no choice and was required to give a demonstration of the device in January 1958. The demonstration was so miserable and helpless that in place of Vickery, I just burst into tears.
Come in.
I present to you.
Let's show.
Now you want to drink Coca-Cola.
Really hope. Already been.
Yep.
I haven't seen anything.
1 second.
I see nothing.
1 minute.
Suddenly I wanted to drink Coca-Cola.
Really?
No! Get out of here! Why do idiots like this keep coming to my room? Can anyone come up with something useful? Jerks!
It was a complete failure. After that, he even spoke like this. You all misunderstood. It doesn't work like that. Just if you want to drink cola. Then after my methods you will want it even more. And more. Schoolboy level excuse. But there was so much pressure on him at that moment that he continued to change his testimony that this is not an ad, that it just reinforces the ad. And by the way, at the very beginning, he said that in this way you can control people. But our businessman didn't give up. He decided to go on TV and do an experiment there and see people's reactions. On the CBC channel, for a half-hour show, the inscription flashed more than 3 times. Call us now. And not a single person who watched the show guessed what to do. And nothing on a subconscious level occurred to them. Spectators wanted to poop, drink beer. But it doesn't even come close to what should have been done. As a result, in June '58, the American Psychological Association recognized Vickery's methods as unscientific and officially denied it. Vicker is very upset. He closed all accounts, withdrew his $22 million earned, and vanished into the sunset. Not all stories have happy endings. Just imagine it. A person could come up with some non-working method, and he make $22 million on it. On deceit. Why is it deceit? All of a sudden it all worked and just didn't work to show. Let's carefully check the information. You are misinforming us. Here you go, fuck yourself. He gave an interview in 1962. We're to admit that it's all nonsense. And he just drew attention to himself. And he made a lot of money. He did not conduct any experiments. He didn't patent any devices. But because he didn't do anything illegal, he will keep all the money. Legitimate fraud. For the entire time of subliminal advertising checks, there is no evidence that at least one method can work. All these tapes and CDs with 25 frames are just rubbish. In order to learn English, need to learn English.
Motherfucker!
Turn on the cassette, you will see the word there. Then you. What was it now? How can I learn English if I don't even see the word? Rewind it. Let's see again. But more than 40 years have passed since this loud revelation. And in Russia, they are just starting to talk about it. Can you just imagine? No one cares that it's not true.
All trends reach me very late.
But 40 years. It's kinda too much.
Hello neighbor, I bought a cassette yesterday, learning English using the 25 frame method. Can you imagine? I really study all day. Very cool. Have you heard of this? Yes, I heard, but unfortunately it was revealed 40 years ago. Okay, I have to go.
Oi!
Someone is very jealous. Someone does not have money for a cassette. You Arya tells these 40 years ago. Leave it to grandmas. Written on the cassette. 100% learning English. This actually works.
What is your name? My name is Evgeny.
They're just... There the words flicker very quickly. I don't remember the following, but I will repeat today. And you are envious scumbag.
Svetlana Nemtsova, doctor of psychological sciences, decided to promote her point of view on hidden advertising on television. She said that all this has a very strong effect on the subconscious. Everyone already uses such inserts on the air. Something bad is coming, and we need to be careful. She also said that if an inscription appears on the screen, kill the neighbor, then a person who watches TV will have a wild desire to kill the neighbor. Real horror. But what year was it? 2002. People like nothing better than let them believe in some bullshit. In the well-known Times newspaper, even an article was published where this Russian fashion was ridiculed. Be afraid of everything belatedly. Only in the 90s did Russia begin to talk about such hidden ads. 40 years ago, it was officially debunked, and we have just started to use it, and not only consume. Imagine there is a law that prohibits the use of frame 25 on the air on television. Disallow methods that cannot work. It's like... No! No! Prohibits this one. Technique of the 26th frame. You say, in principle this cannot be. And what was that?
Uh-huh.
And here it is again. I advise you to be careful. I could write whatever I wanted. Now imagine that the man is really a genius, and all experiments were successful. Just everywhere on the screen was written. Don't believe it, but I'll leave all this for conspiracy theorists who like to invent a lot of superfluous. I'm interested here. You will click like this video because you like it, or because you were affected by the calls that flashed all over the video. I wrote to subscribe, and they want to buy Coca-Cola. How does it work at all? Thanks for watching. If you're interested in confirming my words, all links in description. Subscribe to channel, and don't believe in any crap. Bye everyone.